I positioned my chair just kind of like in that. I'm going to spin mine around, but optimal positioning if you like just that ease of transition and you don't like fussing with your gear. Get yourself to your chair, find your seat, and you don't want the looping resistance band right until the very end, but you do want your squishy tool, your Pilates ball or your throw pillow. Make your way back to your seat, scoot your butt back, give a second just to do that initial check-in. How is your body feeling this morning? What's your energy level feeling like? How do your hips feel? How does your back feel? How does the front pockets of your jeans feel? Staying in this soft, more relaxed position, take your left hand over to the right side of the ribs. Get a good spread of your fingers. Feel into the bony structure of your rib cage. And now allow the breath to deepen and expand. You want the breath to draw in a downward trajectory. Let that diaphragm move down. Let the rib cage lift open and expand into your hand, and let it softly recoil on your exhalation. One more breath on this side. And then when you're ready, switch hands. Right hand's going to find the left side of the ribs. Good spread of the fingers. Let your elbow relax. Let your other hand find just a place to chill out. And then take a nice big filling up breath. We breathe down. The diaphragm moves downward. The pelvic floor softens. As we exhale, the diaphragm excursions back up. Breath goes out. Digestive organs return to their start position. And then as we inhale, that rib cage lifts, opens, and expands. And then as we exhale, it softly and gently recoils. So allow that breath to move downward past your elbow and out into your ribs. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, release your hand. Stay lean back, a little movement of the head and the neck. Go for not full range of motion, just a light touch of movement, and think like more like you're moving the front of the neck and the throat. So as you inhale, just lift your chin up just a touch. And then as you exhale, lower your chin just a little bit. Inhale, lift your chin up just a little. Exhale, lower your chin just a little. One more just like that. Inhale, lift your chin just a little. Exhale, lower your chin just a little bit, and then lift your back up away from your seat, sitting up nice and tall. Hands slide forward, catch your knees, take it into cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale, round your back, round your shoulders, tuck chin to chest. Now add that yawning, reaching stretch. So as you inhale, think yawning pandiculation. Stretch through the front of your belly, chest, chin. And then as you exhale, round your back, but get that yawning spread through the back of the shoulder blades, through the back of the rib cage. Inhale, let your chin lift, stretch from sternum to chin, stretch the rubber band, get that good yawning, reaching stretch. And then as you exhale, round your back. Take a second there to find that open expansiveness. Do it again. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin from sternum to chin, stretch the rubber band. Exhale, round your back. Put some good space into the shoulder blades, into the back of the rib cage. Stretch out from the rib cage to the spinal column. Take one more moment just to feel that good stretch, and then lift yourself up to a nice neutral seat. Maybe walk your butt forward just a touch. Make sure your feet feel planted on the ground. Rotate into a soft variation of your twist. Once you get into your twist, soften your abdomen just a touch. Soften into the front of your heart space just a little bit. Take a nice generous breath. Breathe into the sides of your ribs. Take one more breath. And then before we release the twist, take your backhand, open it up. You're gonna lean a little bit. So you're gonna lean into that front knee a little bit. The backhand's gonna open up. Spread your fingers, open your armpit, tilt your chin out and away. Go for that jock nod and just open up through the front of the neck and the throat, through your shoulder, through your armpit, through your fingers. Take a nice big yawn and reach and stretch. And then as you exhale, soften everything, take it over to the other side. Soft variation of your twist. Get into your rotation and then invite a little softness in. Soft abdominal muscles, soft shoulder, soft jaw. Let your breath fill up into the sides of your rib cage. All right, now before we release our twist on this side, lean into that front knee just a little bit. Stretch your hand back, spread your fingers. We tilt the chin away, get into that jock nod position, and then use your inhale to take you into that pandiculation, that yawning, stiffening stretch. We open up through the fingers, the arm, the armpit, chest, up into the shoulder, up into the neck. Take that yawning, reaching stretch, and then take your exhale to soften. Come back to center, one cat-cow to reset. Take an inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin. Exhale, round your back. Nice neutral spine. Take it into a light little march just to get the legs a little bit awake, a little bit alive. And as you start to march your legs, just kind of notice, how does the lower part of your body feel? What's your energy level feeling like? So we're going to go for those 100 squeezes where we just get that, but we're going to do the fascial variation. So sometimes we squeeze so we get the muscles to engage. We're going to squeeze to create a rhythm. So you're going to put your little soft squishy tool between you, and you're not even like, you're going to you're going to just go for that like nice rhythmic movement in and out. Just get that nice little squeezy rhythm going on. Sit up nice and tall. It'll do a couple of things. It's going to create that rhythm for your inner thigh, for the fascia. So we just want to get that nice stimulation of the fascia going on. It's going to pump into the channels of lymph in your groin. So we're getting a little bit of pumping action, a little bit of rhythmic action. I didn't even start counting, so we're already at 0. I'm kidding. Take one more moment. All right, and then grab your soft squishy tool. Let your legs just come into that slightly open, relaxed position. Let that warmth come into the center of your legs. Take a nice big breath. And now take your soft squishy tool and you're going to take it into a little figure 8 pass. Pass under one leg, pass under the other, just to bring a little bit of that pumping action back in. So now we're getting a little pump going into that lymph channel, the groin and the hip creases. Beautiful. All right, now I said, Anne, you want the Pilates, or the pillow will be a good variation, but for one of the moves we're going to do, it's a teacup, and you'll just have an open hand, but you're going to always make sure that your palm is facing up. Everybody else will use their ball. All right, take one more moment to find that nice little figure 8 pass. And then when you're ready, take a second, put that ball down for a moment into a side bend. One hand finds the chair, one hand reaches up and over, and just get that nice opening side stretch into the side of the rib cage, down into the side of your waist. Take a nice big breath from your sits bones to your fingertips. Take that inhale to find that yawn and reach and stretch. And then let your exhale soften you just a little bit. Stay there, inhale, get that yawn and reach and stretch. Let your exhale soften you just a little bit. One more moment. Inhale, yawn and reach and stretch. Exhale, soften, and then take it over to the other side. Find your handhold, get into that side stretch, sits bones anchored down, arm reaching up, and then take a moment to find that inhale where it takes you to that further edge. So you feel it into your skin, that nice stretch from fingertips to the hips. Exhale brings you into a little softness. Inhale, yawn and stretch. Exhale, a little softness. One more breath. Beautiful. Come up through center, find your seated mountain pose. We're going to do a sun salutation to each side just to get a nice little warmth into the body. And then we're going to take a warrior two position. Everybody's warrior two position will look a little different, like how you want to position yourself in the chair. So find your mountain pose, feet nice and solid on the ground, butt nice and solid in the chair, palms facing forward. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, gently fold toward your feet. Does not matter if you can touch your feet, just take a soft little fold. Inhale, halfway up, make a little space for yourself. Take your right hand to your left knee, left hand reaches behind you for a twist. Bring that hand back in, catch hold of your knee, bring your knee towards your chest, bring your nose towards your knee. Keep the knee towards the chest, flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Release your foot, release your chin, float back into your mountain pose. Beautiful. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold towards your feet. Inhale, halfway up, make a little space for yourself. Left hand to the right knee, right hand reaches behind you for a twist. Bring that hand back in, catch hold of your knee, bring your knee towards your chest, bring your nose towards your knee. Keep that knee towards the chest, flex your foot, lift your chest, lift your chin. Release your foot, release your chin, float it down, fingertips find the shoulders, take some nice soft elbow circles, just finding a little bit of gloss and glide into the shoulder girdle and tuning in and noticing how do your shoulders feel this morning. Teacup variation that we're going to do is very shoulder specific, and so don't worry if it's not perfect. Just ask yourself, what do your shoulders feel like they want to do today? Take it in reverse, go the other way. Beautiful. One more circle around, and then take a second. You're going to grab your Pilates ball. If you have a tennis ball nearby, that will do. Otherwise, you're just going to stay with open hand. You're going to start by spinning off to one side into a little bit of a crescent lunge position. So you're just going to get one leg supported, and you're going to ask yourself what feels good. And then when you find your warrior two, you want to comfortably pivot from your lunge to that hip open position so that you can come into that warrior two. So adjust your lunge just so you feel really good and solid in your chair. Back hand is going to hold onto the chair. The front hand's got the ball. And for this one, you're just going to go over and across like you're touching your opposite shoulder, and then open it out nice and wide. Bring your hand over and across, touch that inner shoulder, open it out nice and wide. One more just like that. Bring it over and across. Open it out nice and wide, and now pivot your hips so you open up into that warrior two position. And now we're going to go into the teacup. So you keep the palm facing up, and your whole body's going to kind of move with you because you want to start to circle around. So you go in and under your armpit. You come all the way up, over and around, and the entire time you imagine that your ball or your hand is holding a teacup, and you don't want to spill any of the liquid of the tea. So you got to move your shoulder and move your body so that the teacup stays facing upward the whole time. And then just give yourself a little bit of time to find that coordinated movement. Let everything else move the way it wants to move. And I'm calling this teacup warrior. So any of my tea drinkers, you're going to have your cup of tea later and you're going to be like, huh. All right, take one more moment to find that teacup rotation, and then reach that arm out behind you with your palm facing up if you can. Stretch out, get your ribs in line with your hips. You're going to feel that nice little rotation to that shoulder, or palm facing up the other way. Go for where it feels good. Take a second to find that stretched out feeling through your arms, open through your armpits, upward lifting through your spine. Take one more big breath. And then slow, soft release. Take a second to just kind of pivot your legs around, give them a little shoop, 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 shoop. And then we're going to take that crescent lunge position to the other side. So you're going to swivel yourself around so you find the lunge position first. You get that nice opening through the front pocket of the jeans. Back hand holds onto the chair. Outer hand holds on to your imaginary teacup. And now you're going to take that teacup, open shoulder, and then open it out nice and wide. Bring it over and across. Open it out nice and wide. Bring it over and across. Open it out nice and wide. Now pivot your hips so you open up into that warrior two position. Once you've got that warrior two position, then we become teacup warriors and we rotate the shoulder. Our palm stays facing up. You let your ribs, you let your hips, you let your whole body move so that you can find that nice coordination. One side might always behave a little differently from the other. And at first, when I learned this move, I had to like watch the ball the whole entire time to make sure it stayed in the up position. And then once you kind of get the hang of it, you find that nice flowy movement. Take a few more if you can, just to see what you can find on this side compared to the other. Nice. And then the next time you're in that back position, open up into your warrior two, ribs in line with the hips, arms stretching out nice and wide. Take a second just to feel into the energy of your arms and your upper body and your chest. Take a big breath. And then when you're ready, soften and release. Scooch those legs in. Give a second just to give that little windshield wiper action. Now belly ball. So you're going to take your ball or your pillow and you're going to smush it up against your abdomen and start with just a little smush, smush, smush. Tune in and just say, okay, how does my belly feel today? And then once you kind of get a sense of how your belly feels, legs so that the ball or pillow can get a little bit of compression against your abdomen. So you're going to fold over your soft tool. And then you're going to give it a second because you want to make sure it feels pretty good. And then once you've got your way there, you're going to tune into your breath. You're going to think about that trajectory of the breath movement. As you inhale, the diaphragm moves down, the digestive organs move in coordination. The pelvic floor softens. As you exhale, the diaphragm and the pelvic floor lifts. The rib cage diaphragm lifts upward and the breath comes out and the digestive organs return. The rib cage softens and recoils. So see if you can now feel a little bit more of that trajectory of breath towards the back side of your body. The diaphragm in the rib cage is a 360 diaphragm, so it's front, back, side, side. So we want to feel that movement of breath into the back body, into the back of the rib cage. Let there be an opening and expansiveness into the rib cage and the shoulder blades. We're going to go for about 3 more cycles of breath. And on these last 3 cycles of breath, go for like the biggest expansive inhale that you can find and the slowest exhalation that you can find. Lovely. When you're ready, slowly, slowly, slowly bring yourself up and away from that compression in that front belly, and then just take a second in your upright seat. Get your feet nice and solid on the ground. Close your eyes down for just a moment and just notice and feel the movement of breath now coming in a little bit more to the front. So big 360 breath, diaphragm moves down on the inhalation, and it excursions back up with your exhalation. One more breath to notice. Nice. And then when you're ready, we're going to spin it around. I'm going to adjust my chair. So you're going to spin it around so that you can come standing to the tall surface of the chair. Have your ball nearby. You want it to be handy, and or your pillow, and you want your looping resistance band nearby as well. Once you found your standing position, low side of the chair, hands to the surface of the chair. Take a second to look down at your feet, lift your toes and spread your toes as much as you can on your mat. Get the nice good toe spread. Keep that good toe spread. Lift the arches of your feet. So toes return to the ground with a toe spread. Arches are lifted away from the earth. So nice sturdy foot. Take a moment just to feel into your feet. Take a breath. Now we're going to go into C-spine. So you're going to hug hip to shoulder, like you're making a little C curve with your spine. And you're going to attempt to keep that good toe spread on the ground, that good lift of your arch of your foot. Arch of your foot, or think diaphragm of your foot, however you want to think about it. One more C-spine to each side, and then bring it back to center and pedal out your feet. So you want to try to keep that good toe spread, but lift one heel and then the other. Notice if you're holding any tension in your jaw. One more pedal of each foot, and then we're going to go zigzag with our heels. So you make sure you feel just like your chair is nice and solid underneath you. You're going to zigzag your heels, and you're going to zigzag as you go up, and you're going to zigzag as you go down. And you just want some really nice, good control. So it doesn't need to be fast. You just want to feel like you're in good control. You feel strong and connected to your feet and your ankles. Zigzag as you go up and zigzag as you go down. Wonderful. Take one more up and down. And then you're going to keep left foot stepped forward, right foot's going to step back, staggered lunge so that the back heel connects to the ground. You want to feel a nice, good feeling of stretch into your Achilles heel and your calf muscle. Once you feel like your heel is nicely connected in that back position, take a light little bend and straighten up that back leg. Beautiful. Go for one more bend and straighten. And then the next time it's in that straight position, keep it straight, straighten your front leg, bend your elbows, soften your heart down just a little bit, feeling that good stretch in the back of the front leg now. Now lift that front leg, foot, toe in the ball of the foot so the foot comes into dorsiflex position. Soften your knee just a touch so you're not stressing out the hamstring into the butt muscles. Take a nice big breath. Lovely. Soften everything down and we're switching sides. Right foot's going to step forward, left foot's going to step back. So you've got that shortened lunge position where that back heel can connect it to the ground. And then once you've got that back heel connected to the ground, bend and straighten that back leg. If, like me, if you have a tendency towards hypermobility or flat feet or fallen arches, however you like to call them, make sure you keep that back foot arch in a touch of a lift so you get that nice connection into the back of the leg. Beautiful. One more bend and straighten, and then the next time it's straight, keep it in that straight-ish position. Straighten the front leg just a touch. Bend your elbows, soften your heart down, and then lift that front foot, toe in the ball of the foot so that foot comes into dorsiflex position. Maybe slightly bend the knee just so you don't stress out that hamstring insertion, and take a nice big breath. Beautiful. Soften that front foot, bend that front knee, step everything back in, give it a second in that standing tabletop position just to notice. We're going to sit our butts down, wide leg position. So you're going to just start to take the time to come down onto the ground, sit your butt down, step your feet out to a nice width where it feels pretty good, a little positive stress in the inner thigh. And then you're just going to fold right into the low surface of the chair and take a few slow, deep breaths. We're going to step our right foot in and we're going to grab the big toe ball mound and the pinky toe ball mound, and we're going to pull the foot apart a little bit and give it that little wiggle. So we put that idea of space between the bones of the foot. So when you feel ready, come away from that fold, help your right leg come into a comfortable enough position. Index finger and thumb pinch the big toe ball mound and the pinky toe ball mound. You pull apart with your hands and then you wiggle the foot. And then you just go wherever the leg feels the most comfortable where you can get that work done. So there's no right or wrong. Just find a comfortable enough position where you can pinch, pull, and wiggle. Nice. One more moment to pinch, pull, and wiggle. And then when you're ready, give that foot a little squeeze, a little love. And then we're going to switch the work to the other side. So bring your leg in any way that works good for you. Grabbing the big toe ball mound, the pinky toe ball mound, we pinch, we pull apart, and then we do a little wiggle. Take a moment just to assess how do your feet feel, how your feet looking, are they ready for flip-flop season? Helen, my favorite season. All right, take a second to give it that last little good wiggle and then give it a little squeeze, give it a little love. And now we're going to prepare. So you're going to get your soft squishy tool that's going to go between your knees and your looping band is going to come up over the thighs. So the point is that we get something to hold our legs in place and then something to hold the little space between our knees. Whatever that looks like. Everybody might have different tools. So you're going to find the tools that feel the most available. So we got band around the legs, ball around the thighs, and then I readjust so that the band comes up over my soft squishy tool, and then everything stays in place, and that feels mostly effortless. Position your blanket behind you so that it holds the curve of your back in a nice way. I've got about 1.5 inches of thickness behind me, and we are going to attempt to kick our legs up and over the low surface of the chair. So it's all about getting there in a nice, comfortable way. Scoot your bum around in a way that makes good sense. Float your legs up in a way that makes good sense. Take the time to find that blanket behind you. Get everything into a sort of effortless position. So we want our legs to reduce effort. The next bit of work is just going to be a little bit visual stimulation, opening our thumbs to do that soft gaze hold. So get comfortable first. If in this lying down position, if in supine position, you have a tendency for your chin to want to tilt upward and it feels often like you're more looking at the corner of the ceiling versus the ceiling directly in front of you, take your roll of blanket or take your blanket and roll it up just a touch underneath your head so it softly holds that nice curve of your neck in a nice way. So get your head positioned so you don't have to work too hard. Get your legs positioned so you don't have to work too hard. And then once you found that effortlessness, once you found that slight reduction of effort from the legs, slight reduction of effort from your head and your neck, hands are going to come up in front of your gaze and your thumbs are going to be together. So the work that we do here when we open and close our arms, when we go in that slow motion pattern, it's all about finding that soft focus gaze. So your eyes are going to try to stay fixed on the ceiling above you. So we start by putting our thumbs in front of us. That gives us something to focus on. So just put those thumbs right in front of your eyes and take a nice big breath. And then we try to find that soft focus gaze. So your eyes are looking at your thumbs, but almost as if they're looking past your thumbs. And then you're going to start to slowly open your thumbs 1 centimeter at a time. And at first, your eyes might want to try to follow your thumbs, but let your thumbs start to move away from the front of your vision slowly. Allow your eyes to stay fixed on the ceiling above you, soft gaze. Slow movement of your arms as they open out 1 centimeter at a time. You'll see your thumbs in your peripheral vision, and you want to see your thumbs in your peripheral vision. You want your peripheral vision to be good. So start to slowly open your arms, and then just as you feel like you don't really see your thumbs anymore in your peripheral vision, slowly start to bring them back up and in 1 centimeter at a time. Take your time. Keep your eyes fixed on the ceiling above you. We're going to repeat the process 2 more times. Give it a little bit of time for your nervous system to kind of get involved. So come back in and together. Let your eyes focus on your thumbs. Take a breath. And now you know the process. Now your nervous system knows the process. So you're going to let your eyes stay fixed on your thumbs. And then as your thumbs start to move away from each other, your eyes stay fixed on the ceiling above you. Slow movement of the thumbs as they open out gently 1 centimeter at a time. You see your thumbs in your peripheral vision, but your eyes are fixed on the ceiling. And now you might have a slower, deeper, more intentional breath. When your hands come out as wide as they can go, and maybe you're at the edge of where you can see your thumbs in your periphery, then slowly, slowly, slowly start to bring them back in. You'll see your thumbs in your peripheral vision, but keep your eyes fixed on the ceiling above you. And then when your thumbs come back together in front of your vision, take a second, take a breath. And we're going to do it just one last time. Take a second, adjust anything that needs to. Make sure your back feels good, your butt feels good, your legs feel supported, the ball's in the right place, the band is all connected in a good way. And then when you're ready for it, slowly one last time, let your thumbs open. Keep your eyes fixed on the ceiling above you. Soft gaze. Arms slowly opening, thumbs in the peripheral vision, slow, steady breath. And then when you get them out as wide as they can comfortably go, then you slowly, slowly, slowly start to bring them back in. Eyes stay fixed on the ceiling, soft gaze, soft jaw, soft, comfortable breath. Nice. And then the next time your thumbs come in and together, hands are going to find the right side abdomen. So you're going to go into that soft tissue of the abdomen, liver side. We're going to push in just a little bit, smush it a little bit over to the left, and then encourage just whatever handhold feels like you can hold a little bit of that smushed position, but your arms don't have to work too hard. Legs are in that super relaxed position. Head is in a nice, comfortable, restful position. Let your eyes close down. 10 slow, focused breaths. Just feel like you're trying to move a little massage into that right side of your abdomen by holding just a gentle touch of compression. One more breath with your hands on the right side of the abdomen. And then lighten up your compression, give it a little smush, like you're just trying to sort of gently stimulate that top superficial fascia, the skin and that space right between the skin and the adipose tissue. Give it a little smush. And then when you feel like it's just feeling a little bit more lightened up, taking it over to the left. Hands are going to find the left soft tissue of the abdomen, right up under the curve of the ribs. So we get up under the curve of the ribs, we smush it over to the right. Let your hands find that compression, but a little effortlessness as much as you can find. So for me, that just means I let my elbows kind of tuck in around my side of my waist. And then once you've got it there, soften the abdominal muscles best you can. 10 slow, deep, intentional breaths here. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, softly release that compression on your abdomen. Let your hands do that light and gentle smush just to stimulate that superficial fascia, the skin and the connective tissue. Take a moment just to get that top layer getting a little bit of stimulation. And then once that feels pretty good, the finished position, I'll suggest one or two variations. So either one hand in a fist, one hand stacked on top at the solar plexus. That's going to be your power source. So if you feel like you just need sort of a surge of energy into your day, I'll say go with the solar plexus. Otherwise, you're going to go into the belly button. So hand in a fist at the belly button, other hand stacked on top. And that's just going to be kind of your generic pump. So if you feel like your lymphatic system feels a little stagnant, I'll say go for the belly button. So go belly button if you feel just like your energy is a little bit of stagnation, like heavy limbs, swollen feet, that kind of stuff. If you feel like you just need a little bit of rev to your engine, go for the solar plexus. So pick a position that feels just right. Let your hand be in a fist, let your other hand stack on top, a gentle compression, let your arms find that nice soft letting go position, and take about 10 slow intentional breaths here. Slowly allow your hands to just kind of come out and fall out at your sides, palms facing up. So think more traditional corpse position or anatomical position, arms about 45 degrees away from the side of the body, palms facing up. Free up your abdomen from any compression and just allow your breath to come in. Nice, slow, filling up breath. And a good, slow exhalation. On your next in breath, right arm is going to stretch up above your head. Think yawning, reaching, stretch, but just spread your right finger, stretch your right arm up, take that nice yawn and reach and stretch. Feel a little bit of open and lift through that right side rib cage. And then exhale brings you into a little softness. Float that right arm down, switch it over to the left. Left arm's going to stretch up above your head, yawning, reaching, stretch. As you inhale, spread your left fingers. Feel that nice yawn and reach and stretch, that pandiculation. It feels a little bit of a lift come up through the front of your rib cage. And then your exhale softens you and brings you down just a little bit. Now you're going to just see if you can walk your feet in, but go nice and slow here for your legs. You're going to see if you can free your ball up or your squishy tool out from the space of your knees. And now you're just going to move your knees in and out just a little bit. Invite a little bit of aliveness back into your legs, back into your hips. Think a little supine clam, but there's probably still a bit of space between your legs. And then once you've invited that liveliness back into your legs, pull your knees a little bit closer to your chest or come up and out of that band in a way that makes good sense to you. We're going to come through a wide leg seat. So you're going to let your legs release from your band. You're going to prop yourself up, go nice and slow. You just treated your nervous system through a whole bunch of loveliness. So don't go rushing into the next step. Step a wide position, but a little softness to it, maybe a bend to the knees. Fold into the low side of your chair, take a nice big breath. Breathe into the back side of your body, back of the rib cage, back of the shoulder blades. One more breath. All right, now we're going to come up slowly. We're going to take our time. We're going to be in that tabletop position at the low surface of the chair. So go slow, help it with some support. Use your hands, use your legs, use your chair. Come up and find that tabletop position at the low surface of the chair. One cat-cow just to put a little movement in the spine. Inhale, drop your belly, lift your chest, lift your tail, spread your sitting bones. And then as you exhale, round your back, around your shoulders, get that feeling of a yawn and stretch into that back body. And then your inhale is going to take you into just a little bit of softness. Slowly, mindfully spin yourself around, pivot so your butt finds the chair. Walk your feet out in front of you just a touch, and we're just going to bend towards the toes. Soft fold so you feel a light stretch into the low back, nothing extreme into the backs of your legs. Take a nice big breath. One more nice loving breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly walk yourself up just to a nice, tall, comfortable seat. One hand to the belly, one hand to the heart, sitting up nice and tall, and just take a nice big breath. Nice big breath of love and gratitude towards yourself, for your mind, for your body, for all of your hard work. And then maybe a breath to fill up with some good positive intentions for the rest of your day. And then on your next inhale, open your arms out, spread your fingers, pendiculate through your chest, get that nice yawn and reach, lift your chest, lift your chin, open your whole heart space, stretch out through your armpits, your fingers, your palms, and then let your exhale soften you just a little bit. Give your shoulder a little shoop, shoop, shoop. I bow to you. You guys are amazing. Happy Wednesday.